Hi, I'm Claudia St. I'm the president of Affinity HR Group. We are your HR partner and resource. Today I'm going to share a little personal story about emotional intelligence. In fact, what I now call Claudia's Colossal Breakdown in Emotional Intelligence, or CCEQ. So my Colossal Breakdown happened last week. I started by fielding a number of calls from probably a few of you about having workplace infections, employees getting sick. I learned from a friend that his father and mother-in-law both died of COVID within 2 days apart. And after that, I went and gave 3 presentations. These would normally be in-person presentations where I'd be able to see my friends, see you, see clients, but instead it was 3.5 hours of me essentially talking to my computer with all of the energy and emotion that one can muster when essentially talking to a wall. If I had been talking to my dog Cedric, I think I would have gotten more feedback than I did in that forum, but because it's COVID, that's what we do. So after that I was exhausted and I knew that I needed some bread flour and I needed some paper towels. So I went to the grocery store and found that the shelves were empty. We're going into fall and I still can't get paper towels. But I did hear over the PA system that attention shoppers, while all of the outdoor music venues are canceled for the year and the state fair is not going on, don't waste this time. Head on over to aisle 17 and pick up a 6-pack of beer, which I was very tempted to do, but I still had work to do. So I packed up my things that I did not buy and I went home and I got a call from a reporter who wanted to know, how do you engage employees over Zoom and how do you hire remotely? So we had that conversation. And then he asked me at the very last, the end of the question, so from an HR perspective, what predictions do you have for the remainder of 2020? And I lost it. Predictions for 2020? Would any of us have predicted any of this? I lost it. And I said, you want me to predict this? Okay, I will give you my prediction. My prediction is that every single HR professional in the United States and perhaps the globe will be very happy to say goodbye to 2020. From having to shut down workplaces and work remotely, trying to figure out federal programs and how to apply them, trying to figure out how to work when your children are not at school and they're at home. All of a sudden we have protests and riots. We have now the potential shutdown of the post office, not to mention a resurging virus. I said, you know what? Everybody cannot wait for 2020 to be over. The reporter was sort of stunned and I felt a little bit bad, but I thought, really, like, seriously? How can I predict 2020? What I will say is, all of us are going through a hard time, and then I felt bad about whining about my reality as I sit safe and sound in my office where I have been since March 11th with my children who cannot go to school. So, if you have a moment, a colossal collapse of your own emotional intelligence, please recognize that we're all going through it. Don't feel guilty because there are people who are going through it worse than you are, because I spent a lot of time in that headspace thinking what a horrible person I am to feel bad about any of the things that I bemoan when there are others who are so much worse off than I am. Yet we all are going through this. We're all facing this. So recognize that if you have a collapse in your emotional intelligence, forgive yourself, as I work very hard to forgive myself. Forgive your employees, because they'll have it too. We're all just trying to get through 2020. And hopefully, there will be a 2021, and I can't wait for it to come. I hope that you all are safe. I hope that you have few and far between collapses of your own emotional intelligence. And we hope that you have a safe and productive work week. Take care.